Man, look, I'm not a race car builder, so if you see anything
No worries.
major,
A lot of times cars come in here and I see stuff and I bring it up, and if we want to solve it, we solve it. If we don't, we don't.
yeah,
If you want to do it on your time, you can do it on your time. I take a look over it, and that's what I do.
go fast and be safe, right?
I got eyes. Be safe when you go fast, and having a different set of eyes look at a vehicle can sometimes be very important. So it's not a big deal. I say I'm assuming you're at the point of getting ready to go run this thing, right?
We're getting ready we want to go to the dyno.
Okay.
So,
Well, let me spend some time with it.
yeah, and they have my number, and you
Yeah.
just,
We'll give you a call. This is going to be a better part of probably most of the day, but
that's what I would
it's all good.
figure in the
Yeah, not a problem.
day.
Don't waste your time sitting in the parking lot. We'll give you a call if we need anything.
That works.
Awesome, dude.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much. Is there a battery cut out?
Yeah,
You already got it
right
off?
there, yeah.
Perfect.
That electrical,
Thank you, guys.
thank you.
Alright, let's get our baseline, set our ride heights, make our initial adjustments. Total 5 degrees. Yeah, I know, I'm aware. Oh yeah, she's all over the place. So our ride height needs adjusted, our thrust angle needs adjusted, I guarantee our pinion angle needs adjusted. Caster, camber, and toe is all a mess. Let's start at the back and work our way from the front. Well, I'm glad they brought this thing in to get it fixed. Frame tied. Founder's Performance. Lower arms. Probably the same track bar. BMR adjustable torque bar. That's a transcooler. I'm not sure how well these transcoolers work when they're blasting into with no airflow. I mean, I know the fan throws air at them, but we'll have to do some research on that. Man, for an old F-body, this thing's actually pretty clean, all things considered. This thing's got to be tons of fun. It's got a lot of good parts. We'll make it work together. Well, I've got my ride height adjusted to the back is dead square, the front's within 1/4 of an inch, and if I take any more out of the passenger side, it's gonna probably do bad things to my strut. So I'm going to leave my ride height where it's at. It's possible that the nose of this car has a little bit of twist to it. A 1/4 of an inch I'm not worried about. If it was more than that, I'd look for damage. But you know, typically I work in 1/8 of an inch. I want things to be within an 1/8, which is pretty specific. But this car is within a 1/4. I'm going to take it. There's tons of adjustability points in this Camber setup. I don't know whose it is. I don't see any names on it. But it's very adjustable, so getting the adjustments that I want won't be a problem. It'd be nice if they had like adjustable cams instead of just slotted sections, but we'll work with it. It is what it is. I got tons of negative camber. My caster's a degree off, so I'm just going to add more caster to the passenger side, and I'm going to take a bunch of camber out of it. On lift this thing. Toes out, so we're going to change our bump steer, and our camber goes positive. So I'll take my camber in a ton to straighten up those front wheels. Let's go ahead and make some adjustments. Alright, so I have my axle squared in the back of the chassis so I can lock my panhard down. Rear lower trailing arms are within an 1/8 of an inch, but I need to make this one longer to get my thrust angle where it needs to be. I'm not too worried about the lower arms being different lengths. It could be just how the holes are drilled, or you know, whatever brackets that were installed. It could be a bunch of different things. So we will make this one longer. Thrust angle's down to 0.12. I dialed my valving on the struts all the way down to 0. It just makes the suspension travel smoothly, and it doesn't create additional forces that could impair what I'm doing. It just allows the suspension to settle to its natural state easily. And then I'll dial them back into a street setting after that, and the owner can adjust it to where they want it from there. Nice lock down. I need to put a couple more turns. Down to 0.02, which is good enough for initial setup. I'm going to get my front camber and caster set, and we will recon. So this control arm has an adjustable heim joint here, but because this is a solid bushing, this needs to be squared up in the teeth. So when you lock this down, this is going to go wherever it goes. You've got a slot here, a slot here. This really needs to be like a rubber bushing or heim bushing, or some sort of connection that has movement, lateral movement, or rotational movement for the mount to go through, or just be a heim joint. If it was a Heim joint here, it would allow more adjustability. But as it is, whenever I tighten this down, it's going to square that arm up to where it wants to be. And then you don't have any way to adjust your caster, so I'm going to lock it down and see where we end up. Make some changes to it. Do what I can with it, so to speak. It's got nice travel. Shorten up my tie rods a ton. Still towing out on lift. My camber's at 0.7 and 0.8 positive, and on lift, it goes 3 degrees positive, so it pinches in. I'm not worried about that. It went way negative. Let's change our shim points. Bump steer, those look like 3/4. So this needs Heim high clearance fittings on it. You can see where the Heim joint's digging into the shim, when it can cause a failure of that Heim joint on lift. That would be bad. Well, it actually has a relief on it. Use those on each side. It'll give us a little bit of extra angle out of our Heim. Well, my camber's dead, even my caster's within a half. We need to improve that a little bit. Let's bring a toe in where it's reasonable, and then we'll start over. Alright, so I've made my base adjustments. I've set ride height pretty close. I'm probably going to make some more adjustments to ride height as I go through. I want to double check my readings with a fresh comp just to make sure I'm getting repeatable results. And then we'll make some more adjustments and dial it in. Final dial. Control arm slid on me. So this bolt joint here just slid on me, which is unfortunate. This really would be a better design with a ball Heim here, because it would allow the arm to pivot and that would allow me to get more caster. I'm really only able to adjust caster and camber as a unit with the camber adjustment here. Like I said, this one just slipped on me and messed up my alignment, so I gotta make sure those are locked down really tight, because there's not a lot of grip. Like I said, I don't know who built the tubular arms and cross member for this. They're nice pieces, but you can have your adjustability in your ball Heim and have your hole in a specific spot and make all of your adjustments out of the ball Heim. It's a little more work because you have to take the joint out and turn it to make those adjustments, but it really locks everything down. So, you know, if you come down hard and this slides out, then your alignment changes, so that could be a that could be a problem with real world use. Because when you come down and that slips, it makes your toe go radically towed in. We've got our toe pretty much negligible change, so I think I'll leave that there. I'm at almost zero toe, and I toe out just a smidge, but it doesn't go way negative, it doesn't go positive, it doesn't cross through the plane and go negative then positive, so I'm happy with my bump steer kit. That's dialed in. I've squared up the rear to the car. The rear thrust angle is less than 0.05 of a degree. I'll take that. This axle's been cut off and the tubes have been welded back on, and it actually tows in like almost a 0.5 degree. So that's interesting. Not a big deal, but it's different. So I guess this car has been through like 4 different owners, and this guy's probably got it the closest to being back onto the track. So this is basically a preliminary setup to make it at least safe to run down the street or the strip. It is a strip dedicated car. Sweep my caster again to see where that's at, because I know that changed with the adjustments I just did. Caster's still off quite a bit. Let me see if I can put a little more. Put more camber on this side. My caster will go down, so that will both be going in the right direction. I want to put negative camber into this static, because when it's lifted it goes positive. Make an adjustment. Frustrating when they don't just go together. 7+ inches of up travel. That's pretty good. I would say that's pretty good. With driver's weight in the car. Hey! What'd you think of that scale? You see your picture on your? I sent you.
Type. Well, I left my phone in the truck.
No worries. Pretty awesome build. Alignment turned out pretty good. I've ended up with 2/10 cross caster and 2/10 cross camber, so pretty happy with that for a baseline setup. He's gonna go out, fire it up, and try it out, and give us some feedback, and we'll see if we can make it better after he feels the car out and sees what it does. At any rate, thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. I do like that color. Hey, look, power stop brakes.
Shit.
Yeah.
So, I watched the video that you did. You got the fuel pump on, right?
I don't hear a fuel pump.
It's internal.
Is it internal?
Twin.
Nice quiet one.
That's fire.